have done since yesterday for the generosity but also the focus and energy of your government and your people to making this possible. Thank you once again. And to my partners, Akin and Raj, I could not believe that we would get to this point when we started this journey last year. It started out at the spring meetings of the World Bank IMF meeting, and it started out with us saying that the World Bank would reach 250 million people by 2030, and the African Development Bank would add 50 million. And then Raj Shah called me up a few days later and said, I have a proposal for you, I'd like to help you. And that spirit of contribution that Akin and Raj have shown from day one is why we are all here together. So thank you to both of you. I have a very simple agenda for all of us here, heads of state, who are showing your participation and your support for us. We need every ounce of your support. But the reality is, your people need it even more than all of us do. Over the next decade, 360 million young people in Africa will be ready to enter the workforce. That same decade, the African system is expected to only offer jobs to 150 million of these, leaving 3 out of every 5 young people without the opportunity of a job which gives you not just earning, but dignity. And I think if Africa is to achieve its objectives of taking advantage of its demographic dividend over this coming period, then all of us need to change this idea, because forecasts are not destiny. Forecasts are not destiny. We can change this. We can help those 3 out of 5 people. And while journeys are fueled by hope, the reality is they are only realized by deeds. It is deeds that we are here together to discuss. Our mission to address the fundamental challenge of providing electricity to half of this continent's people, 300 million, who do not have access. This is just the critical first step. M300 is the cornerstone of a jobs agenda. It is not just about electricity. It is not just about clean cooking. It is not just about healthcare. It is about people and their optimism and their hope for dignity. This is the cornerstone of a jobs agenda. It is the foundation for future development, and we would like to be your partners as we go forward. To succeed, we all have to embrace a very simple truth. No one can do it alone. Governments cannot do it alone. Businesses cannot do it alone. Philanthropies cannot do it alone. Development banks cannot do it alone. But together, we can. And only through collaboration can we achieve this idea of making it possible. Governments are the architects of reform. They craft the policies, the regulations that drive progress, but they're also the engineers of investment. They leverage their resources to finance essential infrastructure. Over the past year, we worked alongside leaders of your countries to develop country-specific plans. These are rooted in data, they're endorsed at the highest levels by you, and they are aligned with very clear goals of reform. These plans focus on affordable power generation, on expanding connections, and on regional integration and regional electrical markets. They aim to boost the efficiency of utilities, they aim to attract private investment, and the idea is deliver reliable, sustainable electricity. These are going to require political will, persistence, and a long-term vision. So amid fiscal challenges, governments will also need the support to meet these infrastructure goals. And that is where the IMF, the World Bank, the African Development Bank, all our partners that Akin referred to, that's the role we can play to help you free up resources. But for the private sector, a lot of our friends and colleagues who are in this room, this effort represents both a challenge and an opportunity. We need your innovation, we need your efficiency, we need your people, we need your creativity, we need your capacity to scale. To facilitate your investment, we've identified those regulatory policy barriers. We are working to eliminate them. We will put our money at that point where if these policy barriers are removed, our money is put to work. This is a pay-for-results effort that we are putting in. Our plans will create the environment where your investments can generate returns while driving meaningful impact. So that's going to take calculated risks, and every development bank here sees that we are ready to be your partner throughout this. For the World Bank Group, I can promise you our equity and guarantees, our resources to help de-risk investments and support your efforts. By aligning private capital with public priorities, we think we can achieve results that none of us could do alone. Philanthropies, people like Raj and his team, and development banks like the others here, provide the financial backbone. We bring the conception, the testing, the investment through concessional financing. The global community's generosity last year secured a record $100 billion replenishment for IDA, funding that is essential to this effort. Over the coming 5 to 6 years, and this is the only place where I'd like to correct my friend Akin, the World Bank is actually putting $30 to $40 billion into this effort. Which is roughly, which if you think about it, if you're putting $100 billion into IDA, a large chunk of IDA is going into this effort to help Africa enable its people, its young people, to achieve their dreams and their aspirations, which is exactly what the money should be for. So this is the right priority being put to the right work. While Mission 300 is a centerpiece, it is part of a broader energy strategy. We are also working on energy projects, including investments in natural gas that I believe will help to support a just energy transition. That's vital for powering industries like agriculture, healthcare, and manufacturing. These are the sectors, if those of you will remember who was in the Nairobi summit when I spoke, these are the sectors that will create jobs and growth that this generation demands. So that's our strategy for the World Bank Group's next phase, ensuring that job creation is not a byproduct of our work, but it is an explicit aim of our operation. We are dedicated and focused to get young people the chance and the opportunity they deserve in their lives. This will take collective effort. Thank you. Governments must drive reforms. The private sector, all my friends and partners here, you need to invest with confidence and trust. And we in the development banks, we must deliver the financing, we must uphold accountability. This will demand hard work and vision. But remember, all this is within reach if we do this together. I'm very grateful to all here. I thank you for the opportunity to be a part of your journey. I think all my colleagues at the World Bank Group are enthused by the idea of being a part of Mission 300. Thank you once again, Madam President, and thank you for all of you. Good luck.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ajay Banga, President of the World Bank Group, for those wonderful remarks. From ideas to action to accelerate energy access, Your Excellency, please allow me now to